Who is stronger? Who dies first? Before humans split into tribes, before cities, before agriculture, before civilization even exists, we fought to survive. And the blood flowing through our veins back then was basically the same, O positive. Now, O positive isn't just the most common blood type in the world. Nearly 4 out of every 10 people have it. It's ancient. This blood type is like a biological echo, passed down from our hunter-gatherer ancestor all the way to people living today. And its importance isn't just about rarity, it's about impact. O positive quality controls everything. Hospitals depend on it, emergency rooms rely on it, blood banks are built around it. O positive is the leader blood type. Why? Because O positive can donate to all positive blood types. A positive, B positive, AB positive, and of course, O positive itself. That means it's compatible with nearly half the world's population. Blood banks don't just store O positive, their entire system is designed around it. But here's where it gets interesting. O positive also comes with an evolutionary hierarchy. Studies suggest that people with O blood type may have a lower risk of certain neurological and cardiovascular conditions compared to some other blood types. So now, O positive isn't just common, it's ancient, it's powerful, and it may have helped our species survive. The real question is your blood type helping you survive too? Studies have shown something interesting. People with O positive blood type may have a lower risk of cognitive decline. In simple words, your brain might age a little more slowly. This evidence suggesting a kind of natural neuroprotection, not immunity, not superpowers, but a slightly safer brain environment over time. Sounds great, right? Well, evolution never gives gift without a price. That same ancient blood type left the door wide open for one dangerous enemy, Helicobacter pylori. If you have blood type O, this bacteria, the one responsible for some of the most severe stomach ulcers, has an easier path to attach to your stomach lining compared to other blood types. This isn't bad luck, it's not lifestyle, it's written into the structures of your cells. A built invulnerability from your ancestors. But we're still not done. Your blood also behaves differently. People with O positive blood have lower risk of certain clotting factors. And that's actually great news for the heart. It significantly reduces the risk of dangerous blood clots, like deep vein thrombosis or clot-related strokes. So yes, your risk of dying from a clot is lower, but again, there's a trade-off. In major accidents, severe trauma, or massive bleeding, the same feature can be extremely dangerous. Stopping the bleeding becomes harder. Doctors have less room for error. So O positive isn't lucky, it isn't cursed, it's balanced on the knife's edge, designed for survival, but not for comfort. If O positive was the survival blood, then A positive is the builder, the blood of civilization. A positive is the second most common blood type on Earth. About 3 of every 10 people carry in their veins. And this blood didn't rise during hunting. It rose during the agricultural revolution. When humans stopped chasing animals and started planting food, when heavy protein diets slowly shifted towards carbohydrate and vegetables, when we stopped moving constantly and started working, farming, labor, cities, and with that shift, our disease changed. Our environment changed, our stress changed, our immune challenges changed. So did our blood. A positive adapted. This blood type evolved to function better in dense population with new pathogens and long-term exposure to civilization-related disease. In a way, A positive acts like an evolutionary shield, not against the dangers of the wild, but against the disease of a modern human life. Inflammation, infections linked to crowding, chronic conditions tied to settled living. If O positive helped humans survive, A positive helped human build societies, civilization, the modern world. Different blood, different mission. As civilization grew, so did disease. From a medical perspective, a high prevalence of A positive blood turned into a perfect, accessible option for blood banks. Easy to find, easy to manage. And people with A positive blood can safely receive blood from O positive and A positive donors, which makes transfusion faster and more reliable. Sounds like a win, right? Evolution never gives benefits for free. That same A antigen, the one that helped humans survive, crowded cities, and new infectious disease, comes with a cost. The A antigen is sticky, very sticky. It increases the tendency of blood cells to clump together, and that means a higher risk of abnormal clot formation inside the vessels. Compared to blood type O, people with blood type A have a higher risk of blood clots, a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. And there's one weakness almost nobody talks about: stress. People with blood type A appear to be biologically weird for a constant alert mood. Their nerve system reacts faster, their stress response stay active longer, great for living in crowded societies, not so great for long-term mental and cardiovascular health. So yes, A positive helped build civilization, but it also made the body pay the price. Studies suggest something fascinating. People with blood type A tend to naturally produce higher levels of cortisol, the blood's primary stress hormone. Their bodies are biologically programmed for fight or flight, and in ancient times, that was a massive advantage. It kept communities safe, it kept farms running, it helps people survive. But here's the problem: we don't live in that world anymore. Today, people with type A blood aren't fighting predators. They're fighting traffic, deadlines, unread emails, endless phone notifications, and the body reacts the same way. The stress isn't just physiological, it's experienced deep at the cellular level. This is a biological echo of the past, a survival system built for a world that no longer exists. Blood type A is the blood of farmers, of builders, of planners, perfectly adapted for stability, but often poorly adapted for modern chores. B positive tells the story about movement and adaptation. Only about 1 of every 10 people on Earth has B positive blood. This blood type didn't belong to hunters, and it didn't belong to the first farmer either. It belonged to dreamers, the explorer, the wanderers. People with B positive blood spread across high altitude regions, harsh climates, and space between major population. This blood type is a biological marker of migration, uniquely distributed across distance, geography, and culture. B positive survived where others struggled. Constant movement through different environments forced the immune system to adapt again and again, and that created something different. Unlike blood type O, B positive developed a highly active and specialized immune system. The B antigen is biologically associated with stronger resistance against many pathogens, especially bacteria. This blood knows how to fight, but power always comes with risk. An immune system is sensitive and aggressive, can sometimes overreact. Instead of protecting the body, it may turn excessive, leading to strong inflammatory response or immune-related issues. So B positive isn't fragile, it's adaptive, it's mobile, it's powerful, but it walks a fine line between protection and excess. There's a downside to this power. People with B positive blood appear to have a higher tendency towards certain autoimmune conditions. Why? Because their immune system is too good at fighting. It reacts fast, it reacts hard, and sometimes it doesn't know when to stop. Instead of attacking only invaders, it may accidentally turn against the body itself, a strong weapon used too often. There's another pattern researchers have noticed. People with B positive blood tend to digest meat and protein more efficiently. In simple terms, their bodies handle animal protein better than heavy processed carbohydrates, which means diets overloaded with sugary drinks, refined carbs, and constant glucose spikes may not be their best match. Modern food isn't built for wandering bodies. And there's another challenge. Because B positive is relatively rare, blood banks often have to work harder to keep this blood type available. Finding it takes more effort. Managing it takes more planning, just like the people who carry it. Throughout history, those with B positive blood were rarely meant to stay in one place. They moved, they adapt, and they keep going. So what happens when you combine A positive and B positive? You create one of the rarest blood types on Earth, AB positive, a true biological hybrid. AB positive is one of the most complex and uncommon blood types, a kind of medical superpower. Why? Because their red blood cells carry everything: A antigen, B antigen, and the Rh positive factor, all at once. Their immune system recognizes other blood types not as enemies, but as friends. That makes AB positive the universal receiver. In emergency situations, they can receive blood from any blood type, a massive biological advantage, one of the luckiest deal evolution ever offered. But complexity always has a cost. Because AB positive is so tolerant, its immune system is often less aggressive, too welcoming. This lower immune sensitivity may reduce resistance against certain bacteria infections, including pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella. In a way, the body gates stay open longer than they should, and there's more. Large population studies suggest that people with AB blood type may have a higher risk of cognitive decline, including memory problems and dementia, compared to other blood groups. Not because they're weak, but because AB positive is new, rare, and biologically complex. It's the most different blood type we have. And yes, there's a price for that difference. But we're only halfway through the story. So far, we've talked about only the positive blood types, and the most interesting, the most rare, and the most powerful blood types are still waiting. First up, the hero blood type, the one that can give blood to everyone, the one that saves lives when nothing else works. Yes, that blood type is still coming. And before we go any further, if you learned anything from the story so far, don't forget to subscribe. Meet O negative. It's the hero blood type. It's extremely rare, found in about 1% of the population. The strength isn't about numbers, it's about uniqueness. Red blood cells in O negative have no antigen, not A, not B, not even the Rh factor. They're biologically clean and completely natural. And that's exactly what makes O negative the universal donor. In critical emergency situation, when someone is bleeding and no one knows their blood type, O negative is the only safe choice. It doesn't matter who are you, O positive, A positive, B positive, or any other blood type. O negative can give blood to anyone without triggering the immune system. In blood banks, O negative is treated like a liquid gold. It's the first choice for surgeons and the safe option in emergencies. In short, O negative is rare, but its impact on survival is priceless. But here's a twist about O negative. Yes, these people can give blood to anyone. It's like having a superpower. But when it comes to receiving blood, they're very picky. O negative people can only safely receive blood from other O negatives. That's their only match. And that's not the only challenge. O negative blood isn't super resistant to disease either. It's vulnerable to certain infections like norovirus. But the biggest risk? Pregnancy. If O negative mother carries baby with Rh positive blood, the mother's immune system can see the baby's blood cells as a foreign invader. The mother's body produces antibodies that attack the baby's red blood cells. This condition is called hemolytic disease of the newborn, a rare but serious complication. So yeah, O negative is the life-saving, universal donor. It's the hero of humanity. But for a person actually carries it in their veins, it comes with the risk and responsibilities. Being a universal donor isn't always easy. One of the rarest blood types in the world is AB negative, found in less than 2% of the global population. This blood type is extremely unique. Its red blood cells carry the Rh antigen that marked ancient farmers, but with no Rh factor. Because this blood type is so rare, It's almost impossible to find in blood banks, and that puts a lot of pressure on the people who actually carry it. If they ever need a transfusion or face an emergency situation, they can only safely receive blood from another AB negative donor. That makes their survival a bit tricky. But there's a flip side. Like A positive, they have a strong immune system. It's very good at fighting dangerous pathogens and bacteria. However, there's a complication. When it comes to reproduction, AB negative faces the same risk as other negative blood types. Immune reaction during pregnancy if the baby has a different Rh factor. AB negative is rare, powerful, and biologically fascinating. But carrying this super rare blood comes with its own set of challenges. Here's a tricky one. Sometimes a mother's immune system can recognize her baby's Rh positive red blood cells as a foreign and attack them. Before modern medicine, it was a serious, heartbreaking problem. Families would lose their babies, and it was considered one of the biggest medical challenges of the time. Now let's talk about one of the rarest blood types on Earth, B negative. Less than 1% of global population carries it. And here's a twist. People with this blood type can only safely receive blood from a very limited number of donors. That's a risk in itself. In critical or emergency situations, they can only receive blood from B negative or O negative donors. Finding a match is not easy. Blood banks treat this type like a liquid gold, stored carefully and received from emergencies just like O negative. But there's a positive side. People with B negative also have a strong immune system, which is a huge advantage of fighting infections. It's rare, cautious, and biologically powerful, but carrying it comes with its own unique challenges. And then there's A negative, quiet, rare, and often overlooked. Their red blood cells carry the A antigen, the same marker linked to early farming and settled life, but they lack the Rh factor. That one missing detail changed everything. Because of it, people with A negative blood can only safely receive blood from A negative or O negative donors. That's a very small circle. In emergency situations, finding compatible blood for A negative patient can be difficult and stressful. That's why blood banks treat A negative as a high priority blood type, carefully stored, carefully managed. But there's a reason this blood type survived. Like A positive, people with A negative tend to have a strong and responsive immune system. They're good at dealing with infections common in dense populations. Organized, alert, always ready. But just like the Rh negative group, there's a hidden risk: pregnancy. If an A negative mother carries an Rh positive baby, her immune system may recognize the baby's blood as a foreign and produce antibodies against it. Before modern medicine, it was a major cause of pregnancy loss. Today, we know how to manage it. So, A negative isn't weak, it isn't lucky, it's rare and biologically demanding. A blood type built for structure, built with very strict rules. Your blood isn't just a type, it reveals your story. It shows how your ancestors, where they came from, and even what abilities you might have. So tell us in the comments, what is your blood type? And if you want to learn more about your body, your blood, and hidden biological secrets, hit the subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here every week. Unlocking the mysteries of the human body, one story at a time.